coming from is a very selfish place. And you don't want to hear that. You will not accept that.
Okay, go ahead.
You will not acknowledge that, and you will argue that fact. But what I see is, what you're trying to get people to do is really come into their inner self and accept their inner being and all this other, and that will somehow bring about a utopia.
In themselves and in their lives, yes.
And I'm very sorry.
Have you tried it?
And you can come back to me in about 10 years.
Have you tried it? I've been living this life for 8 years already. I've been living this life for 8 years already, okay? And I have a wonderful life, and I live my life happily. And all I have to do is appreciate what I have. It's not very hard. It's not very hard. We have forgotten that. It's not hard.
I'm not putting you down for feeling the way you feel.
I'm just saying it's simple, and all we have to do is practice it. And you're saying it's not possible, that it's a dream, and I'm saying we've forgotten our dreams.
We wish it was that simple, but it isn't, because in order to be that peaceful, Ubi, then we have to, expand.
Exactly.
And our love, and our soul, and what we feel. And we have to expand to, people who are suffering, because they're hungry, because they're poor, and people who are suffering because of...
There are many levels of consciousness to experience. That's just one of them. We don't have to stay there. We have like right now, I'm not experiencing enlightenment right now.
No, you're trying to very hard.
No, but there are times when I do experience enlightenment. The point is that we change constantly, and we can always find ourselves in a different state, a state of being.
Here's where we'll disagree, and we will never agree on this, and that's okay. We don't have to agree on it, because you come from a different place. You come, from there, and I know where you've been, and I'm over here, and I don't know where my parents are, and so we're all in different places. But what I can say is that it's great. It's wonderful to get in touch with that stuff.
That's what we're meant to.
It's not, unfortunately, sweetie, and you have to look back on history on this. It is not the answer to it all.
How do we know?
Can you look back in history and actually say to me that is the answer to it all?
I'm saying that is the answer to that the answer to happiness is being grateful and appreciating what you have in your life.
Do you think that people haven't tried that before?
What's that?
Do you think people in history haven't tried that before?
Yeah, I'm sure they have, and I'm sure they've had similar results. Let me ask you something, Kindled. Think back to a time when you experienced true joy, what you would call true joy.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What were the circumstances, if you don't mind?
I will say naive.
You were naive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that.
Okay. You were experiencing joy because either you received what you wanted. Either you received what you wanted, or you didn't have to do something you didn't want to, like be drafted or something.
I didn't have to deal with the realities of life.
And so you experienced joy. Were you grateful that you had that easy?
No.
You weren't grateful?
No, because with it came a great responsibility.
Were you grateful for your responsibility?
No.
So, what kind of joy were you experiencing, or was it just pleasure?
No. I know what you're going through, believe me. I know the urgency of what you're feeling, and I have complete compassion for it, and it's a fantastic phase in life. I mean, it really is. It's a fantastic time in life to think, you can have this utopia. You can have this... I can't imagine, Ubi, that you could possibly think that in history, in all the generations gone before you that we have never experienced or thought of such a thing. And
I'm not saying I'm the originator. I'm just saying it's simple.
It's a bit too simple.
Yeah, doesn't it seem too simple? How about this? A baby.
You're not acknowledging that we're humans that screw up.
Oh, yes, we do screw up. Yeah, we make mistakes. Yeah, we're human. But what I'm saying is we're perfectly imperfect.
People in this chat room, I know they've gone off on Dr. Steve, and I don't really know the particulars of Dr. Steve. And to tell you the truth, I really don't care.
Are they going at it again?
Because the fact is, you have to look at, I look at things and say problem, solution. Either you're productive or you're not. And if you're not being productive, then shut the hell up and go to bed. What the hell are you doing? But these people want to go off over stupid little things that I don't really, what does it really matter? I mean,
I don't know. I don't pay attention to them. If they want to go off, let them. It's just a chat room.
I really don't, because he's not into my checking account. He's not asking me for money, and he's only educated people on the political system. So what do I care? I don't care. I don't care. If you cannot cast stones when you yourself live in a glass house.
There you go.
You can't. None of us are innocent. We are human, so none of us are innocent. And we cannot cast stones. We cannot judge other people because we are human. We all make mistakes. And you know what? Making mistakes is a very good thing. As long as you learn from those mistakes and you grow to be a better person from those mistakes. That's the most important thing in life.
That's true.
You never stop learning. You never stop growing. You never stop expanding as long as you accept that when you make a mistake, you learn from the mistake. You accept the consequences of your actions. You learn from it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Are all parents deserving? I will go back to, it was very funny, but if you've ever seen the movie Parenthood, where he says any butthead can get a fishing license. He says something about you need to get a fishing license, but any butthole can become a parent, something like that. But and it's true. Any butthole can become a parent. But it's what you do with that child that really matters. I mean, if you have a child and say, well, me and my hubby have to work, so the school has to give daycare.
I'd like to propose a scenario. Let's say we're trying to solve a problem. We have a problem in our life, okay? And it concerns us greatly because we have to face it. It's something that we do face. So we're trying to figure out a solution for it. And it's real important, so we think about it a lot. We spend a lot of time trying to figure out the solution before we get to this obstacle that we know we're going to have to face. Now, John Lennon has a very interesting quote, and this will give you insight into where I'm coming from. He says in a lullaby to his son, he says, "Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans." And this is all I'm saying, that for all our worrying about what's going to happen, we are living right now.
That's pretty funny, Ubi, because you premise that with saying, you have a problem, and you're going to spend all this time coming up with a solution.
Right. I was getting to that. I was coming around to it. Okay. So while we are sitting there trying to find out a solution and hashing over all the different possibilities, do you think it's possible that we could be perhaps overdoing it by trying to be productive and finding a solution to something that hasn't happened yet?
That's two different questions.
Okay.
You say there's a problem, you find a solution, and then you're saying there's a problem.
Well, you're trying to find a solution.
It hasn't come up yet.
What I'm saying is that trying to find the solution to the problem that hasn't happened yet, but you know will happen, is causing more of a problem because you're spending all your time trying to find the solution.